All right, so many stories of homes lost during this wildfire tragedy. What you're seeing here is the destruction of James Borrow's Pacific Palisades home, moment by moment. This is all captured by the camera in his Tesla. Now, James Borough, we connected on social media. I invited him to come on to the show tonight to talk about this because you have quite the story. Let's just start with, obviously, we're so sorry that this has happened to you, and basically all of your friends in Pacific Palisades have lost their home as well. You told me that earlier preparing for tonight's interview. Talk to us about your own experience. What was that like, seeing your home burn, and you must have felt so helpless?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on here. And yeah, I mean, it was surreal. It was the entire day was just a really hard to explain day. It started, at 10:30. My wife had called me in, seen smoke, and she went ahead and called the schools, got our kids out of school. I was at a conference in Las Vegas. I was at CES for work, and we had no communication at all from the government, like no idea. And honestly, it appeared as if this was not even remotely a possibility this would happen to us. And then throughout the day, it just got more serious and serious. And it was all through friends on text and WhatsApp. No communication was given to us. And then finally, I left the conference. I went to the airport to try to get a flight home. And a friend texted me and said on TV, "This looks really bad." And he said, "Check your Tesla." So I pulled up the cameras. And literally at that moment, the fire had jumped from the neighbor's house to the side yard to the garage to the rest of the house. I watched it burn down. And within an hour, it was down to the ground. And the entire time, there was no fire trucks. There was nothing that came. And when we live 3 blocks from the fire station.
Let's show the viewers that, because we have a picture of your home, what it was before. So if our director can pull that up. So here's what it was. You live there with your wife, and you have a 3-year-old, you have a 5-year-old. Thank goodness you all are safe and okay tonight. But then you provided a map that shows, and it's 3 blocks away is what you count between your house and the nearest fire station in the Pacific Palisades. And you say you didn't have any firefighters show up. And I know this is you're very much pro firefighters. This is not a knock on them necessarily, but you certainly felt abandoned.
Yeah, and the irony of all this is I still can actually access my camera from my car. I have not been to the house yet, but I can still look at it remotely. And there was no emergency response there for 24 hours. So it was just a total failure, kind of in every kind of step of the way that I can at least see. And unfortunately, I had to see it with my own eyes. And the part that just upsets me the most, to be totally candid about it, is, and I think I mentioned this to you, but my insurance got dropped by a State Farm. I got put on the FAIR plan. That alone is frustrating. But the city knew that State Farm had dropped all of us. So there were like 1,600 of us who lost our insurance over the last 6 months. And the city apparently didn't take that as us being in a form of elevated risk. And so the fact that the fire hydrants didn't have water pressure or the reservoir filled, whatever it might be, I went ahead and paid a 400% increase on my insurance to protect my family. The city did nothing to protect us. And that's where it's just unbelievable. And yeah.
It's hard to even, comprehend and process all of this. What's next for you and your family?
We rented a house. We were fortunate. I mean, the bright side, because I watched it burn, I was able to get I knew my house was gone before a lot of people. So we were able to plan a little earlier. We've had an amazing support system. And so we'll be okay. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's safe. But, as I mentioned earlier, every single friend I have, 30 friends have lost their homes. My 5-year-old's school is burned down. My 3-year-old's preschool is burned down. The place they went to gymnastics is burned down. The place they had art classes, the place they did music class, the library, like every single thing is gone. And I don't know if people really can understand that from these pictures, but it is a failure of just epic proportions. And it just can never happen again.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so upset.
Yeah, we all feel for you, James Borough. We appreciate you coming on, sharing your story, and of course we wish you the absolute best, and lean on us in any way that you need to help provide support, for sure. Thanks so much, James.
I appreciate it.
All right.